Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to That Park Place. My name is Vash Sky. I'm going to be your host today on this amazing Americana kind of day, actually, because, hey, the Walt Disney Company, are they getting back into Americana? It would seem pro. This is pretty interesting news right here.
Red, white, and blue, it's true. Bob Iger has suddenly found some patriotism, baby.
It is shocking. Now, viewers will actually know about this. Longtime viewers of That Park Place will know that this was coming up. I just didn't know it was coming up so soon. But you can actually see right here, this dates back to January of 2025. Why am I bringing this up? Because Disneyland Resort prior president Ken Potrock was moved to a division within the company newly established in order to handle the major events integration, as it says right here. And we didn't quite know what that was all about, but in his listing, it actually says that this is to do with the multitude of celebrations happening specifically in the LA area, but the celebration of the nation's 250th anniversary. Well, now we know exactly what they're going to do, or at least the first part of it anyway. Maybe perhaps future announcements will come from this, but for October 20th, 2025, Disney Parks blog says this: Disney celebrates America. Festivities announced for America's 250th anniversary. The Walt Disney Company is joining a once-in-a-lifetime celebration of our nation's 250th anniversary with a new initiative called Disney Celebrates America, kicking off on Veterans Day 2025 and continuing through the July 4th, 2026 weekend. This celebration will bring together Disney's beloved brands and platforms to honor America's past, celebrate the present, and inspire its future. Now,
I just want to say, Vash, I hope it's not a once in a lifetime for me and you. I think we can make it to the 300th. Come on, Vash, let's do it together, you and I. Let's go to the 300th and we'll watch it happen again.
That is the plan. But until then, you know what? We'll go ahead and celebrate the 250th together for sure. To mark the occasion, Disneyland Resort and Walt Disney World Resort will celebrate a coast-to-coast attraction anchored by the summer 2026 opening of Soarin' Across America, an immersive flight experience aboard the beloved Soarin' attractions at Disney California Adventure Park and Epcot. Very, very interesting. We're going to be talking about that specific attraction more on the live stream that will occur October 21st, 2025. That's going to be at 11 a.m. on Tuesday. But they are also going to be putting on a big extravaganza, a multi-platform broadcast, they say. Disney celebrates America, highlighting America's 250th anniversary events nationwide across Disney's linear networks and streaming platforms. This includes Disney Plus, Hulu, ABC, Disney Channel, ESPN, Freeform, FX, and National Geographic. And there are many different moments and, there's that word again, activations across the company and, its verticals. This is a pretty big announcement right here of Disney getting back into the Americana game, something that they've been so far removed from, or at least that's what it appears to us. I want to go ahead and know your extended thoughts on this, what might be driving this, and, additional commentary that you could possibly provide for our viewers.
Well, for a while there, we were very worried they were going to get rid of Frontierland, and they tried it, and when there was an outcry, they got rid of Splash Mountain, which we actually believe is part of Americana. It was hearkening back to authentic African-American folklore, and Disney's done quite a bit to get rid of the red, white, and blue inside their parks. It's a sad thing to see. We really don't see the kind of Americana that defined Walt himself. Tom Sawyer Island is gone, the Liberty Bell out of there. They've done everything they can basically to strip away the patriotism minus a few things, right? We don't see big extravagant updates to the American experience over at Epcot, the American adventure. But what we do see now is, they're going to make Soarin' be over America. So good for them. But more than that, Vash, they're doing this. Can I put on the cynic hat, Vash? May I permission to put on the cynic hat for a moment?
Please, the cynic hat is all yours. I think that's a trifold hat, if I'm not mistaken.
Let me ask a question of you, Vash, okay? Please. How were the summer crowds in 2025 for Disney?
Oh, actually pretty poor, bro. I will say.
Pretty poor, pretty bad, eh? All right. Well, Vash, if my summer crowds had crashed, and if I'm going to be covered up in construction walls and construction, and I've demolished stuff that people love. In fact, I even demolished the line of a salute to all nations, but mostly America, right? That'd be apropos for next year. Too bad we destroyed it. So if I've got all this going on and I'm facing off against Epic Universe, and by the way, folks, I've seen some videos out there proclaiming that Epic Universe is a failure. if that's a failure, give me some fail, baby. Yeah. And yeah, lots of views on some of those videos that make you wonder. But Vash, I'll say this, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If my crowds crashed in the summer and they're not supposed to, sorry, the summer shouldn't be your off season. It just so happens that it's when kids don't go to school. So if that happened in 2025, gosh darn it, 2026, I got an opportunity to find a way to fix this, and that is I'm going to lean into Main Street USA. I'm going to lean into the red, white, and blue, and it dissuades you, everybody, of this belief that America is unpopular. It dissuades you of this idea that suddenly it's become controversial to support the Star Spangled Banner. No, they wouldn't be doing this unless they thought it would make them a lot of money, and it's going to make them a lot of money because this is one thing that Epic can't do. And the reason Epic can't do it is because where would you put all this red, white, and blue in Epic Universe? You know, like Mario's Japanese, and you've got Harry Potter, which is set in France there. Isle of Berk is set in a faux Norwegian situation. So they really can't do that in Epic. It's not because they don't want to. They can do it at Universal, but we all know that Magic Kingdom and Epcot and even Hollywood Studios, not Animal Kingdom, but those other three parks, it's very easy to integrate a red, white, and blue message. Disney's going to capitalize on that. I don't blame them for doing that, but I'm a little bit cynical. You know, I don't think that this came out of the their fondest memories and hearkening back to how much they just, gosh darn it, love, flyover country, and they want to celebrate every part of the heartland. I don't think that's actually what's happening here, Vash. I think this is cover for them to do something that will cover a lot of costs and perhaps bring in families. Now, one thing I will say, when it comes to the fireworks, they're going to do the 4th of July fireworks, which are massive and very, very expensive at the Magic Kingdom. They're going to do those 3 nights instead of 4. 3 nights instead of 2. I've been there before when they did them for 3 nights. It was when they first tested them out. I think that was circa 2006, 2007. I could be wrong about that. Yeah, I'm going back in my memory for when they programmed that the first time. But oh my gosh, they're very expensive because they shoot them in 180 degrees most of the time and then 360 degrees for the finale. I would say, though, that even if that is extremely expensive, for the 250th, I think Disney should do that not 3 nights, but 5 nights. And maybe I'm greedy, okay? Maybe I'm greedy. But I think if Disney wants to drive those crowds, July 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and do the patriotic tag at the end for the Epcot fireworks, and shoot off red, white, and blue at Hollywood Studios. Listen, go all in if you're going to do this. Final thing, Vash. Last thing, and I've bloviated too long. Last thing.
Please.
For soaring around the USA or whatever they're going to call it. Mm-hmm. I don't want to soar over the Golden Gate Bridge and then soar over the Brooklyn Bridge and then soar over Hollywood, right? I want to go all over the country. So take me over the Everglades. Take me over the Smokies. Send me across Glacier National Park. I want to see the amazing things from all of the country. And if Soarin' soars only over blue states and blue things, then Disney has missed this badly. This needs to be a celebration of all places in the USA, or at least most places in the USA, not simply, hey, here's our home turf, here's what we love. We want it all, baby. Give us the flyover. Fly through the arch. Right? Fly through it there in St. Louis. We want it. Bring it to us, please.
Well, yeah, I think we are all kind of maybe looking forward to that. I do agree with you. I think limiting it to only a couple of locations, I think, is a disservice. I think Soarin' is like 5 minutes. You could do a lot in 5 minutes. You could do a lot with soaring over so much that this amazing country has to offer. In fact, actually, not to belabor the Soarin' point too much, because we are going to save a little bit of this for the live stream, but it would appear that they are taking a look at South Dakota, because apparently, according to Scott Guston, they might include Mount Rushmore, which is very, very interesting.
I want to fly up Lincoln's nostrils, please. I've heard there's a secret tunnel up there. Or is it Washington's Eye? I don't remember, but take me there.
Right. And look, this is Disney going back to its roots, I feel, when it comes to the patriotism and so forth. You see a lot of pictures on screen right now of America on Parade. That was a 50-unit parade. Pro back in the day. That's how much the company was attempting to hype up the bicentennial back during 1976. That is. You talk about America Sings. That was the origin actually of Splash Mountain Pro. Those America Sings audio animatronics being reused and retooled for Splash Mountain. That would come years after. Right after that, you talk about the electrical water pageant with its big America display. That became the electrical parade, which had a big America ending there, which was recently replaced actually by It's a Small World. Very interesting. So Disney used to do a lot of this stuff, and I will give them credit for getting back to that a little bit. As I found this quote, bro, and you're going to love this. This was pretty amazing doing research for this specific segment right here. You can see this is from D23.com. This is Disney's official D23 website right here. It says, celebrating Disney's America on Parade, June 30th, 2011. You can see right here, Walt Disney once said of Disneyland, there is an American theme behind the whole park. I believe in emphasizing the story of what made America great and will keep it great. Very interesting stuff. How the founder of the company that bears Walt's name, I suppose, is very different from the Walt Disney Company of today. I will give them all the credit in the world. I do think, bro, I think you're right. I think there is, a push here in order to, push up the summer, which is going to be construction walls for Walt Disney World, maybe even for Disneyland as well. It makes sense to really hype something in advance of this momentous occasion, but for them to really bring guests coming back, we'll have to see how all this goes. I think this is pretty cool. They also announced a range of discounts for veterans and their families and so forth, and that's pretty cool as well. But we want to go ahead and hear from you. What do you think about this Americana push from the Walt Disney Company? This is something that's been missing for a long time, and we'll say we've been tracking this a lot here in That Park Place. Now they're getting into the Americana game. Is Pro correct, in which it's just a cynical ploy to get people to come back for the summer? Or has there been a shift in mindset and thinking over there at the Walt Disney Company? Please let us know in the comments down below. Like this video if you've liked this video. Well, hey, even if you dislike it, you can go ahead and
you can even like it if you love it, baby.
Yes, exactly. Make sure you hit that hype button as well. No idea what it does, but maybe it does good things for us and you, so we can deliver the content that you so enjoy. Please make sure you follow That Park Place for all the news that should be fun.
Thanks for watching That Park Place News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.